Maybe you're late. Use TNT. Ever think about that? Alright, let me make sure this is posted everywhere. Bum, 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 ba-dum. Okay, my tweet that's going out to announce this stream is talking Tron and hitting the gritty. But grid spelled. Wait, was I actually late? No, you were early. Well, actually, I guess you were on time. What's up, Zeke? Okay, one sec. I'm getting everything set up. I'm also trying to eat toast. I made toast for myself because I was hungry. But not peanut butter toast, because I've learned that that is not great for my voice when I'm streaming. So one sec, let me take a bite of toast and then we'll get into the stream. Bro, I'm allowed to eat toast whenever I want. My name is literally in it. Toast. Where is... Okay. Tron Runner. Okay. I was going to play... more Tron Evolution today. But honestly, I'm just kind of not feeling it. So we're going to play Tron Runner. Which is in fact a banger of a good video game. So give me a sec to set it up. Okay. Yeah, as I was saying, first off, Nibble, say hi. I guess we can do this. Yeah, I was gonna play some more Tron areas, or not Tron areas, Tron Evolution. That's what we were doing last week. But I decided that I'm actually not gonna. I don't have my water bottle. Am I stupid? One sec. Nibble, entertain them. What is Nibble doing? Goodness. I walked into frame and Nibble was like wiggling his little arm. Okay. Like I was saying, I was going to play some more Tron Evolution, but honestly, I'm not feeling super great today and I've got a lot of video editing to do. So, we're just going to talk about the new Tron movie. I'll put up text saying no spoiler or spoiler for those that want to watch it. I'll keep the spoiler section to a minimum. But I figure for those that have seen it, we can have a little discussion. For those that haven't seen it, I'm going to try and sell you on why you should. So let me go ahead and swap over to 3. He was saying hi back. So let me go to games. Game. Switch that out for Tron Runner, and we can turn off the music because this game has good music as is. Why does Steam keep trying? Why does it keep trying to launch in VR? Oh. Give me a sec. Okay, and then we'll have some text. We're going to say no spoiler time. We'll change this text when I do start getting into spoilers. We'll put that at the top there. Okay. Let me back. This game has audio, I know it. Is it... We'll do this one. No, wait, what? Oh, enter. Audio. Music. That's what we want. Okay. We don't care about sound effects because the sound effects are kind of annoying. Okay. We're just gonna do... I think we're doing whiteout here. Okay. Oh, but we are gonna do... If I select here, we're gonna change our character to we'll be Tron Ares today. We'll be Ares using it. So let's get some red. And we'll change our character to look more like Twan. I could be Rinsler. Clue. Sark. Yori. Generic male program. We'll just do generic male program. Okay. I figure we're just going to play this game. We're going to talk about Tron Ares. So, for those that haven't seen the movie, I'm mostly going to be talking in non-spoilers. If that's still too much for you, like it is for me, I totally understand. I'm blowing my nose. Seeing it in 3 hours? Heck yeah, dude. Okay. I'm just gonna glaze it a little bit then. Because I've been seeing a lot of discourse online that's like, this game is not that good. Or this movie is not that good. The movie is good. I enjoyed the movie. Make stuff up. Imagine I haven't actually seen the movie and I'm just like, yeah, actually, bad movie. I didn't like when they killed Batman in the movie. Oh, why is my space button not working now? Oh, no. Fake spoilers. No, fake spoilers are the worst, too. This is what I will say. If you're going into the movie expecting it to be Tron Legacy or even Tron 82, you're already doing it injustice. Every Tron movie is going to be a little bit different, and that's okay. I went into this movie with no expectations, and I came out pleasantly surprised. I basically immediately after, I was talking to a friend that went with me, and she, like a modern Star Wars trailer, she also really enjoyed the movie. She's not even an action movie person. She just thought the movie was fun. And I would have to agree. I liked the movie a lot. I'm trying to get through things that I can say that are non-spoilery. I'm also going to switch music because I do like the music in this game, but it cuts out too much. So we're going to listen to a little bit of Occam's Laser. Occam's Laser. Ooh, specifically Tron. There we are. By the way, if you like Tron stuff, check out Occam's Laser. He's got good music. Does anyone drink milk in the movie? Oh, this is a good game. Yeah, ask me questions that have no bearing on the plot, and I'll see if I can answer them. Does anybody drink milk in this movie? Is a good question. I am gonna say I don't think so. Yeah. I don't think anybody drinks milk in this movie. Sorry, that's a spoiler. That's my bad. I should change my text to say spoilers. Spoilers. Nobody drinks milk in this movie. To my knowledge. Maybe Jared Leto off screen is just chugging gallons of milk, but at least I don't see it in the movie. Who in the movie has beaten Minecraft? The character played by Greta, what's her face? Definitely has beaten Minecraft. 100%. Jeff Bridges still has not beaten Minecraft. He tried and he got sucked into the world and he's there. Not to say whether he is or isn't in the movie. In fact, going over all the Tron cast, I don't think any of like the main characters have ever even opened Minecraft. Does he meet Steve Minecraft? I don't want to disclose any spoilers here, you stand. No, anyways, the movie. The parts that I think are good about the movie. And again, I'm going to speak generically so that anybody that is planning on seeing it doesn't get spoiled here. The music was really good. It's a different score from Daft Punk, but I think it matches the tone of the movie and was really like enjoyable. I think the music by Nine Inch Nails, they did a great job, truthfully. What else? The visuals are very good. The combat. When you're watching this movie, look at the choreography for the combat. They do some really cool stuff with the like light trails in this movie. Very good. He definitely does a breakdance contest with Wreck-It Ralph. Yes. Jared Leto specifically has a breakdance contest with Wreck-It Ralph from the hit movie Wreck-It Ralph and Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet. Imagine that's how they pivot the Tron universe. They're like, actually, this whole Tron Ares stuff is not what we were going for. Let's bring Wreck-It Ralph into the grid. To be fair, they had the opportunity to kind of do that in Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet. Disney just hates Tron fans. Other things that I think I will talk about. Yeah. Okay, so visuals. I was talking about visuals. The visuals for the Tron movie are great. Just fantastic. And, this is coming from someone who's been watching a lot of Marvel and Star Wars slop over the years. It's a breath of fresh air, in my opinion. There were no parts of the visuals that I can remember that I was like, oh, I can kind of see the seam here. Oh, I can kind of see this issue. Which, to be fair, is probably the first time I can say that about a Tron movie. Obviously, the first Tron movie is just kind of ahead of its time, so it's kind of an unfair comparison. But for Tron Legacy, there is floating head wax figure Jeff Bridges. This one was just good. Visually very well done. And again, I was just talking about the soundtrack. The visuals tie in with the soundtrack very well. I like it a lot. The main critiques that I see about the film are not about the visuals or the soundtrack. Those are the easy, like, yeah, this was good parts of the movie. The critiques that I hear are more in the writing side of it. However, I disagree with a lot of the critiques, and I'm going to give my take here. I think the plot of the movie does a good job of setting up stakes. I think there's a certain mechanic that they use in this film, a MacGuffin, if you will, that is set up and utilized perfectly. It gives certain characters good motivations. It gives limits to situations. I think it's done really well. I think the fan service moments of the film, which, you know, it's a franchise that has existed over the course of, what, 82, 40 some odd years. It's going to have fan service moments. I think they were pretty natural. Toad dancing around, spoilers, like shooting at someone's feet. Look, I am doing my best to make sure that anybody watching doesn't get spoiled. But there's a lot of good things to talk about. So we'll switch to spoiler mode soon. Hi, Lucille. Thank you for the 25 months. That's crazy, dude. We're talking about Tron, the new Tron movie. We're currently in the spoiler-free section, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, don't worry. I'm not going to spoil any of it. I will switch to spoilers later. You weren't able to watch it today? Oh, that's okay. What happened? What prevented you? Was it Jared Leto himself knocking on your front door and saying, I needed to pick up medication. That's fair. Well, I will say this much. I was saying it before. I thought the movie was good. I think as a Tron movie, it's a good movie. Yeah, Jared Leto specifically locked you in your room. I believe it. What else can I talk about without getting into spoilers? Like, I did genuinely like it. I think there are some really good moments in the film. I think my critiques of the film are critiques that kind of span across the entire Tron franchise. So playing the game like his dad's about to open the door and inquire as to the status of whether or not he's winning. Yeah. Fun fact, I'm not. I'm just doing okay. The things that I would critique about the film are similar to the critiques that I have for most Tron movies, and that is like the dialogue writing could be better. I wish they had focused a little bit more on some of the characters rather than the plot. But this plot is a lot more fast-paced than previous Tron movies, so I can kind of understand. Trying to think of any other things I can say. I'm like running out of things to say without spoiling the movie. Oh, I do think here's my. This is not a this is not a critique of the movie, but this is a critique on the critics. The amount of people online that I've been seeing that have just been saying, oh, this movie was so bad, it's nothing like Legacy. For me, that's not a valid critique. Because, yeah, this isn't Legacy. This is a different movie. It has been 15 years. And I feel like it's okay for movies to be different. I personally, of the Tron franchise, the first Tron is my favorite. I like Legacy, but in my opinion, there's just a little bit... There are some cracks in the like plot and the visuals of Tron Legacy that for me are more annoying than fine, you know? So for me, I like the original Tron more. I think also the original Tron does a better job of like having this world that is so alien and unique. Yeah, I like Tron 84 more than Tron Legacy. But those two are also very different movies. There's a lot of people that like Tron Legacy that think that Tron 82 is boring. Fair enough. I do think, oh, new record. Heck yeah, dude. I was yapping and I got a new record. Let's freaking go, dude. Yeah, a lot of critiques about this movie I just don't agree with. I think there's certain characters that they could have written better, and there are certain dialogue options they didn't have to take. Ooh, you should try and find the VHS. But yeah, I think it's cool. I think how do I put it? Some of the characters are interesting choices as well. On the scale of 1 to 1984, how was the Tron movie? That is a interesting scale. I'm gonna assume you're saying on the scale of 1 to 10, 10 being 1982, because otherwise I'm gonna have to deal in numbers of thousands, and that is not what I want to do right now. Now, how Tron was this movie? Okay, yeah. How Tron was this movie? I think 8 out of 10 Trons. The thing is, the movie is inherently different because of the characters it focuses on. It's like, okay, keyboard, sure. To me, it's similar to how the different Star Wars movies are different levels of Star Wars to people. But like, I grew up with the prequels, right? And so for me, they're very Star Wars. But truthfully, I think a lot of people just miss certain scores from John Williams. Like, you miss the Leia score, or you miss the Luke score, you know, the leitmotif. This one, I would say, is still very Tron. I do miss the previous scores, and I do miss some of the previous characters, but I still felt like this was Tron. The one area that I would say it is less Tron that I would like is that this movie, because of its fast-paced nature, doesn't focus on the philosophy as much. or at least it doesn't put it center stage. I think you have to do a lot more digging to make it work. My overall score for this movie, by the way, is probably a 7.5 out of 10. Felt like Legacy was able to expand the world in a way that makes it feel fuller and more alive, which is why I like Legacy. See, I see where you're coming from. I, in some ways, disagree. I think it makes it more clear, I guess. Like, it adds clarity to the Tron world. But I would say that, for me, it makes it feel smaller, not necessarily bigger. And that's okay. That's not... I respect your take as well. My opinion is just that the Tron world in Legacy is a lot more simplified, whereas in 82 it's a lot more, like, I guess, whimsical. But another thing that works really well for Tron Legacy is the show too. At the same time that Tron Legacy was had released, they also came out with a show that covered a lot of what a program's life is on the grid, and that show is very good, Tron Uprising, and I highly recommend it. This one of my biggest critique about this movie is not even the movie itself. It's actually the fact that we didn't get, like, pretty much any merchandise or like, we didn't get any games that revolved around the show or the movie. We didn't get any shows. We didn't get any, like... I went to GameStop so many times, and the only thing that I could find are, like, the stupid pop figures. Like, I don't... No offense. I don't care about pop figures. I want merch. Yeah. Give me, like, a cool shirt or jacket. And I know some places do have the... Oh, I'm dying here. I got de-rezzed. Rip. Thanks, Nightbot, for saying, hey, Toa just died. You should clip that. You should clip that, guys. Every other time where Toa succeeded, nah, don't worry about it. Oh, yeah, dude, get me a McDonald's toy. Put Tron Ares in McDonald's. The other thing, okay, one thing to note is this movie is less family friendly, I would say. Whereas the last movie is definitely like a family film. Like, it's made for you to go watch in the theaters with your dad. This one is... I mean, it's rated PG-13. Like, it's... I would not take a young child to see this movie. I think there are moments in it that are very visually cool, but just not suitable for a young child. And I think it actually does work for this film, truthfully. Simply, how's it going? We're talking about the new Tron movie. Right now we're in the no spoiler section of my rant review. As I dunk on these programs on the grid here. You haven't seen it? That's okay. Here's my take. I actually very much recommend it. There's a lot of people, on my TikTok feed right now, I've been seeing so many people that are just like, oh, this movie's so bad. This movie's terrible. Blah, 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 blah. Like they haven't seen a Marvel movie in the last decade. Like, no offense. I like Marvel movies. I would say of the Marvel movies that have been released in the last 5 years, Tron Ares beats out all of them. Oh, I hit a wall. Don't worry about it. I still win. I'm trying to think of a Marvel movie that surpasses it in my brain. But I'm also hyped out on it. You know, like I've been waiting for this movie for 15 years. So I am just excited, and I understand that. But I do think it's good. I have to see it when it comes out on streaming. Yes. Here's a hot take, though. If you're in a spot where you can see it in theaters, I do think it is a very good movie theater experience. I was able to watch it in IMAX 3D yesterday because I got access to a bit of an early showing. Not a huge fan of the newer Marvel movies. You did like the Marvels? Oh, interesting. You know, that's not a take I normally hear. I think it was better than most people said. The Marvels, that is. I think it's just fun. I wish they would have... There's certain writing decisions that I think they could have like leaned into a little bit more. Specifically, I'm allowed to spoil that one. I'm not great with movie theaters. Oh, okay. That's fair. That's fair. I think the Marvels... I'm going to spoil the Marvels, by the way. Get rid of the no spoilers text on the top of the screen because I am going to spoil the Marvels. There's a section in the movie, The Marvels, where they go to like a singing planet where you can only like convert... Like the only language they speak is through song. And I think that section is very, like, fun. But what I wish is that they had used that section to help the three main characters, like, balance their powers out a little bit more using music and being like, okay, maybe next time we're in combat, we turn on a song and every 3 beats we do this, or you know, things like that. I love the Marvels. It was so fun in girly pop. It is fun in girly pop. I think it's fine. I think a lot of people got a little bit too big for their britches. In my opinion, why criticize that Marvel movie when Multiverse of Madness is right there? But anyways, so I think as far as modern Marvel films go, they've been doing kind of just okay. Most of the time, not amazing. I think this new Tron movie makes sense for the direction they were going in. I think... oh, I should mention this. Sitting with a friend. Okay, bye, Simply. Bye, friend. Have fun. What do you mean? Multiverse of Madness was so good and not terrible whatsoever. Okay, thank you, Zibly. Bye, have fun. Oh, dude, I popped off on that one. Yeah. With Tron Ares, one thing that I do want to mention is something that I didn't want to have to mention. This is still no spoilers. Unfortunately, I do think Jared Leto was really well cast for this film. I think, unfortunately, he did a really good job. Brombo! Me on my Tron bike. 2007 Honda Civic. Fragging Tron Runner. Causing an 18-car pileup. I'm just imagining Bronto is sitting in traffic right now. Having done this exact thing. Whilst driving, he pulls out a frisbee and throws it at oncoming traffic. Boom, boom, boom. I am sadly at home. I still caused it on your way home. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, unfortunately, as I was saying, Jared Leto did a good job, so I can't even really dunk on it. There's a lot of people. Okay. There's a lot of people that I think were just preying on the downfall of Tron Ares. And so I'm seeing a lot of people being like, yeah, Tron Ares was a bad movie. Jared Leto, blah, blah, blah. Jared Leto was fine. Like, he wasn't perfect. Nobody was perfect in this film. But it's a Tron film. Nobody is watching Tron for, like, you know, award-winning acting. You're watching it for the sci-fi spectacle, you know? Hear me out. All electric motorcycle and Tron colors. Oh, dude. Yes. Legitimate. Okay, my keyboard. I'm using a wireless keyboard, and sometimes it just cuts out, and then I die. Let's move it to the side, because I don't need the W key for this. I, truthfully, if Tron motorcycles existed in the real world, where they have, like, the full, like, cage at the front, where they're, like, completely enclosed. Not like the one that I'm riding right now. I'll switch up my bike so you see what I mean. I would absolutely get one in a heartbeat. Would it be practical? Not necessarily, but it would be safer. I do love this game. Okay, I'm just getting distracted by the music and the map now. Would you tip to tip Canada? No. Ew. The one time I visited Canada, I went to Saskatchewan, and like, it's just so boring. It's like wheat fields and nothingness for hours. It's just flat. You don't even see a mountain. Like, that sounds like the most boring road trip in the world. There are good countries to tip. I still need to watch Ludwig's Japan one. But yeah, I just dodged that timer thing. Well done, me. Oh, that drift into that one. Beautiful. Okay, yeah. Anyways, getting back to the topic of Tron Ares, I think all the actors did pretty well. I think there were certain roles that just didn't. You know, here's how I'll put it. I think they tried to have too many actors, too many characters in this film, and I truthfully don't feel like they needed the ones that they used, or certain ones that they used. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna put it. 3 stars, baby. What else can I say about Tron Ares without spoiling it? Was there a line like Morbin time? Yeah, he goes, "It's Troning time," and then he trons all over the place. You know, there's not a lot of lines that I can remember off the top of my head that are like memorable in a cringy way. There were some cringy lines. I think there's one section of it where they're trying to catch up with characters that have not been on screen, and the exposition is a little bit heavy-handed. Stab. I will say I found out recently. So some theaters were doing uh, a double showing. Like you could watch Tron Legacy and then Tron Ares back to back. And I unfortunately was not able to go to one of those. But then I found out specifically like some of the like Disney showings that they did had the original Tron and then Legacy and then Ares. Bro, I wish I could have been a part of that. Are you kidding me? I would have done that in a heartbeat. Unfortunately, just too far away from any of those. So I had to go to just a regular stupid IMAX movie. I do think, much like Legacy, I think 3D is a good call. If you do see it in 3D, I think it is well worth it. If you get motion sickness, though, good luck. Take some Dramamine beforehand. What else can I say? I might have to switch to the spoiler mode soon. I'll make sure it'll say spoilers on top, though. So if I'm talking about anything spoilery, you guys can see. We'll finish this level. I'm trying to think. Is there any questions that those that are planning to see it want to ask before I switch to the spoiler section? Reminder, no, nobody drinks any milk in this movie, to my knowledge. How long did it feel? It felt, honestly, the perfect amount of time. Like, truthfully, when it finished, I was sad that it was over, but I was like, it felt really well paced. Like, they did a really good job to make it feel like it wasn't too slow or too fast. It was just kind of, it was doing its thing the whole time. It was very well paced. The pacing and I think the general plot of this film are good. There's certain details on the fringe that are less good. I think, and here's my like full rating of all three of the Trons. I think Tron 82, my biased take is that it's a 10 out of 10 because it's my favorite movie. Truthfully, as a movie, it probably loses a few points, but it's at least a 9 out of 10. Oh, how is 9 Inch Nails versus Daft Punk? Good. I think it was good. You can't treat it as the replacement for Daft Punk, in my opinion, because I don't think anybody can replace Daft Punk. But for the subject matter of this film, where it is a little bit more aggressive, is how I'll put it, 9 Inch Nails does a great job. In fact, after I watched Tron Ares, we went to like our local record shop, and I was like, I'm gonna see if I can find the vinyl for it, even though I don't have a record player. But that was one thing that I was like, if the soundtrack is good enough, I want to make sure I get it on vinyl, because that's one thing that I did not do with the last one. Obviously, I was like 12 when it came out, so like, yeah, I wasn't particularly looking for vinyls at the time. But I plan on getting that vinyl because, first off, the Tron Legacy vinyl is sick. It's blue, and I believe it glows in the dark. It's like translucent blue, glows in the dark. Very sick. This one, I did get the red version because I may as well, you know? And I will be looking for a record player shortly. But yeah, no, I think the soundtrack holds up. The one thing I can't say for certain is I oftentimes will put on the legacy soundtrack when I'm just like doing things, when I'm driving or when I'm like taking a bus or doing dishes or even playing this game right here. I don't know.
I am disappointed in you. You've betrayed me.
Hafu! Thank you for the 54 months, my guy. That's crazy. Hafu's like old or something. Confirmed. Oop. Ignore that. Please don't use a USB record player. No, I'm going to try and get one that won't ruin my records. I need to look into getting a good one. The big thing is where I am, like, there's not a lot of, like, tech stores. I feel like I'm so far away from civilization sometimes. And thankfully there's certain things, like we do have an IMAX theater nearby, or near enough by. There's still a bit of a drive. But, like, tech stores nearby are all so expensive. I could look into Amazon, maybe. Tord. Hey, I was there when you chose to leave YouTube for Twitch. Yeah, to be fair, I was kind of always planning on that, and I was just hoping that that's how the cards would fall. Based on his performance, what cereal do you think Jared Leto ate while making the movie? I think Jared Leto doesn't eat cereal in the same way that most humans do. I would assume it's like oh, what's it called? Like a quinoa soup, but also with like the crushed skull of orphans, you know? Yeah, it can't be a normal way. Like he definitely doesn't eat something like Rice Krispies, you know? Check used, TBH. I got my speakers and sound system all secondhand. Oh, there are some secondhand shops I could like what's it called? Like, I think we have like a, what are they called? Like a Goodwill. What is that called? Like a we have a good thrift store. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. My brain was dying. I think we have some thrift stores nearby. But I do like the soundtrack. I was at work and I put on like half of it. And it's pretty good. There's lyrics to the soundtrack, which is not particularly normal for a Tron soundtrack. But, you know, it's Nine Inch Nails. So, like, having lyrics is kind of a thing they do. So it makes sense. I will say one of the lyrics in the soundtrack is something like, it makes me feel like something like that. I forget the way it goes, but it's like, it makes me feel infected, like a wet tongue on the back of my throat. I'm like, okay, I hate that visual. That makes me want to throw up. So listening to that in public is a little bit weirder when it gets to that lyric. But yeah, no, the soundtrack is good, I think. I enjoyed it in the movie. I need to listen to it on its own fully. I do like it. It is a little bit quieter. I did notice that, at least on the YouTube release, is that it's a rather quiet, like they didn't equalize it to be louder, which is a little bit weird. But especially in a theater where it's like bass boosted to all get out, It's like it's solid. We at one point in the chairs that we were sitting in, like we didn't pay for the like I don't even think the theater that we had the like chairs that like rumble, but because of just the sheer bass in the movie, our chairs were rumbling at certain things, which was very cool. I like it a lot. Whee! Oops. That was almost really bad. Oh, hello. That worked. We got there. Okay, we're about to switch to the spoiler section of the review. I'm going to try and make it short, though, for those that want to stick around. So, if you don't want to be spoiled, this is your warning. I'm going to change the text up at the top to say spoilers. Spoilers. So turn away now.
Toa Legend, I am disappointed.
Thank you, Cuban, for the 51 months. Okay. This is the spoiler section. We're gonna even switch to a different background while we talk about spoilers. All right, see you, Lucille. The spoilers for this movie are mostly critiques. There are good sections of this movie that I think they do really, really well, but just trying to get my thoughts together. We're gonna start here. The acting was good. The characters could have been better. Again, spoiler section. We're starting now. I did not like Eve as a character because I did not get to know Eve as a character. We only know Eve from what Tron Ares, or from what Ares learns about her. And to some degree, that's kind of cool. But in another sense, I felt so disconnected from her. Evan Peters' character is really well done, and I like him a lot. But partially because the parts of him that I'm supposed to relate to, I can relate to, with him having this enormous amount of pressure on him and turning to kind of cheating to get his way. I get it. That's like okay, he's a bad guy because of that, but also because he's just a bad guy, The other side of it too is he's fine. I don't feel like we needed our main human protagonist to be a CEO. I just didn't care for that. I didn't care for Eve all that much as a character. I cared for her because she was being caring towards Ares. And Ares was... I think Ares is and was a good character for the most part. There's certain things, too, that were a little weird. Like the respawning mechanic for programs was a little odd to me. Especially since we hadn't seen programs really get respawned in the past. It was like if they got derezzed, they were gone forever. But it seems there's plausible explanations, but they didn't go into it in the movie. So I think it could have been better in that regard. I do think them being in the real world was less exciting than being in the grid, but I think it worked okay for this movie. I like the grid. I think the grid serves as its own character sometimes. But yeah, there's a sneaking suspicion that I have that Eve was supposed to actually be Sam Flynn, and they changed it somewhere in production. because maybe Garrett Hedlund wasn't on board, or I don't really know. But I think it would have made more sense to some capacity if Sam Flynn was involved. Because I don't like this movie starting out with the same way the last one started out, being like, hey, this guy has disappeared. Where is he now? We don't know. Anyways, turning to our new CEOs, they're kind of not doing great. It's the same bar for bar as the last movie, and I didn't like that. The intro sequence in general, in Legacy, it's still not the best, but it's okay. In this one, it felt a little forced. Like, you have to catch up because we're not good at explaining otherwise. And I think they could have... There were ways that they could have caught us up better while introducing Eve as a character. Also, they cast... what's his face, who plays Cal Kestis, or the Joker, as one of the, like, Dillinger Systems programs, and then killed him off immediately. I kind of wish there was a little bit more there. There's also, like, how do I put it? With the respawn feature, the stakes of the film are interesting, and I think they do a really good job. However, in the system where they're hacking the NCOM grid, for the programs that are falling behind, I get that we're showing that Ares is, like, empathetic, and doesn't want to see other programs die. But at the same time, it feels weird because he could have just let Caius die and get respawned. You know? I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, there are also two moments in the film where the programmers send, like, nukes to the other grids, and the moment in the film, like, everybody's kind of rejoicing, like, oh, we did it. Specifically the second time, that just felt weird to me, because in the previous films, even in this film, they're trying to, like, say, hey, programs are programmed no matter how small. And so for them to, like, blatantly murder a bunch of them was kind of like a, okay. And we don't know if those programs get, revived at all. The revive mechanic was just not fully explained, and wasn't fully explained as to why it didn't happen in the past. With, like, for instance, RAM. Why was RAM not brought back? I was always under the assumption that if a program got derezzed, it, like, corrupted their code and a programmer would have to start from scratch. But it seems like, at least in this one, programs can be easily revived. And I don't know if that's, like, a thing that Sam Flynn brought into being, or what. I don't know. But yeah, I think some people are being a little bit overly harsh about certain aspects of it. I don't think this film is perfect. I don't necessarily think it's better than Legacy. I think it's just below Legacy in my mind, but I think that's okay. Because this movie doesn't focus on our main characters. This feels more of like a side story that is important to tell in the overarching narrative of Tron. And I think they're going to go visit Sam and Cora in the next film. So, Oh, things to note that were really cool. The combat choreo was great, and the way that they used the light ribbons to, like, at one point Ares draws the light ribbon, jumps off of it, and then attacks. Amazing. That part is so cool. All the light ribbons in general. I think my biggest critique of this movie is that it feels empty, not in terms of message, although the message could be better. I think the thing that bothers me about the movie more than anything is that it's like you don't see civilians as much, I guess. You just see the main characters and some of the minor main characters. I don't think the comic relief guy was as needed. I don't think they needed to focus on him very much. I think he was okay, but they leaned into him too much. I don't think we needed a comic relief character, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think that's my spoiler review. I'm gonna switch back to no spoilers. Okay, we're back to no spoilers for anybody that stepped away. My final rating, I would say, is of the movies. Mind you, this is a completely biased take. But of the movies in the Tron franchise, for me, Tron 82 is a 10 out of 10. It's the best Tron movie out there. Yeah, there's some issues, but like a lot of the issues are also just quirks of the time. And I think for Tron 82, those quirks of the time make it what it is. Like you can't remake. Oh, I should put some music back on. Yep, we're back. Yes. I'm giving kind of a final review. So I was saying that for me, Tron 82 is the best of the franchise. For me, it's a 10 out of 10. I think any quirks that it has are mostly products of the time, and the only real critiques that I have for Tron 82 are that the pacing is a little slow, but I actually, on rewatches, think that's fine. And then the other critique that I have for Tron 82 is that the sometimes the colors that they use are a little bit confusing, especially on the first watch for people. So it's a hard movie to show to people and be like, yes, this is my favorite film of all time, because of that. Tron Legacy, I generally rate like an 8 out of 10, maybe an 8.2. It's a great film. It's got a lot of heart to it. It does a good job continuing the story of Tron. It's fun. It's enjoyable. The soundtrack and visuals are amazing. They use some new technology in it, and that's cool. But it also flops a little bit in certain areas. I think the big thing with Tron Legacy where it flops is like it's certain small world building details. Like I think they should have made Clue yellow the whole time, personally. Or why were there action figures of Tron, like characters from the modern grid in the real world, when likely the only version of Tron out at the time was the like video game one. Just like a few small things that I thought could be better, but overall the film is a good film. Oh yeah, and CGI Jeff Bridges is distracting. But it's a good film, and it's a good film about like family. It tells a simple story in a way that makes you think, and I like it. You know, I still like Tron 82 more, but I think Tron Legacy is good. Tron Ares, the story is a little bit more fast-paced and a little bit more complicated, and so it doesn't have the same amount of time to focus on the philosophy that the other two do. But the visuals, the soundtrack, the sound are amazing. The casting is fine. Jared Leto doesn't ruin the movie, contrary to popular belief on TikTok. There are some issues that I have with the film. I just discussed most of them. There's one more that I can think of, and that has to do with the resolution of the movie. But you know, a lot of that will come down to how or if they continue this franchise. My full ratings across the board, so you can kind of reference how I'm rating each of them. Tron, I give a 10. It's my favorite movie of all time. I love it. It's really a love letter to technology and CGI, and I think it's very cool. Tron Legacy, I give an 8.2 out of 10. And Tron Ares, I give like a 7.6 out of 10. Maybe a little higher. I don't know. I'm going to rewatch it today, later this weekend, probably on Saturday. So we'll see. But that's where we're at. That's the vibes. I want to stand up for a little bit because a lot of people just don't seem to like it, and I don't know why. I can't figure it out. Like, the critiques they make, I can see what they mean, but I think they're being a little bit harsh on those critiques. Especially by comparison to, like, they wouldn't make the same critiques about a Marvel movie, you know, or a Star Wars movie, or other slop. And I think, in my opinion, this is better than just slop. Bro, what was that? What is this level design, dude? I love this game. By the way, so I'm working on a video. The plan was to release it like today or yesterday about all of the Tron video games, and I did play through all of them, but I haven't finished putting the video together. And so I am I'm working on that at the moment, but it's a bit of spoilers for the video. I think this is my favorite Tron game. Like, the light cycle racing in this game is just so fun. It's so good. So good. All right. That being said, I think that's where we're going to end stream here. You didn't take away the no spoiler tag? No, I put it back. It used to say spoilers, and now it says no spoilers. We're back to... Oh, yeah, so... Yeah, that's true. I should switch it back because I spoiled that this is my favorite Tron game. Anyways, I know that this was a bit of a short stream. I'm kind of not feeling great, else I would be playing Tron Evolution, but I'm going to try and get to editing now. So, for those that tuned in, for those that stuck around, thanks for popping in. Check out the Discord. Let me know how you feel about Tron as you see it. TNT, are you planning on seeing Tron Ares? I'll wait the 30-second delay. Eventually. All right, fair enough, fair enough. If you can see it in theaters, I recommend theaters, but I also understand if not. I like Tron. Tron good, Tron good. GG, feel better, Toad. Don't forget to blow your nose. Thanks. All right, we're going to end stream. We might raid, we might not. Let's see who's live. I think we're not going to raid today. I think we're just going to chill. So, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. VOD watchers, thanks for watching too. We'll be back. We won't be back this Thursday because I have late night work, unfortunately. But I will be back when I'm back. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for Troning with me. And hopefully video will be out soon. Fingers crossed. All right. Bye, everybody. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye.